Hey everyone,
Hi there.
walking and talking with Dom and Mare. It is day 27. Thanks for being with us this whole time. Today we're going to talk about empathy and being an empathetic person, what that means, and what you can do when you are taking on other people's stuff. People that call themselves empaths or empathetic people often use this ability as a badge of courage, saying, well, if I have the ability to understand other people's pain, why shouldn't I? But what happens is that it can have negative effects, both mental, emotional, and physical, on you as a person. And so there's some problems with the way people do things, and we're going to point them out and what you can do instead.
So the first one is the verbiage around empathy and the definition of it.
So when you speak about empathy, everyone uses, or the most of the people use, the definition from To Kill a Mockingbird, which is, to walk in someone's shoes. People also use, when they're talking about, say, well, I feel for you, or I feel bad for you, or I feel sad for you. By saying these things or having that belief system, what you're literally doing is you're standing in someone's shoes, in their body, and you're feeling exactly what they're feeling. So Meredith, you have experience with this, right? This happened to you a lot in the past, right?
Yes, it's happened to me a lot.
And usually when it's the worst, what are some of the things that you think or you say to yourself before you feel different?
It's usually I'm wondering what that person feels like, how it feels in their body, what they're going through, what it would be like.
And just all those thoughts will shift her like that. And then
I'm very busy thinking about all of that.
she's got a busy mind. But then later on, she'll feel like, oh, I just need to lie down and go to bed. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And I realize that it's not hers. I'm like, who have you been thinking about? And it's because she's been thinking about someone else that she takes on their stuff. The next thing about empathy is when you have people that are on what I call a carousel of chaos or a roller coaster, and you choose to jump on with them. So by jumping on with them, what you're doing is you're trying to just be with them, and you're trying to support them along their journey. And what happens is that you end up being on that carousel of chaos with them, which is not healthy for you. You end up going on a ride you were not expecting, and then when you come home or when you get off the phone, you feel just drained and you feel like, ugh. And that happens a lot. That happens a lot with Meredith too, when she's on phone calls or sees someone and comes home, and I can tell that something else was happening.
And number 3 is boundaries.
Boundaries are important. But what happens to our boundaries is we can be people that have wonderful boundaries around people we don't like, but then when we get around people we love, all of a sudden our boundaries come down. Because
we want to connect too.
Because we want to connect with them. We want to trust them. And then what happens is our boundaries come down, and then we end up taking on their stuff.
So here are some things that you can do to be a healthier, empathetic person.
Number 1, we were talking about verbiage. So what you could do, number 1 is actually call me, because I do a really intensive empathy rewrite and gives it a brand new definition, which doesn't involve people's shoes or you taking on their stuff. And I know a lot of empathetic people may want to do this, so call me. That's a session we can do. But for now, what you can do is change the words you use around it. So instead of saying, I feel this for you, you can say, I see what you're going through. I hear what you're saying. I understand that you're in pain. All of these things, they don't say anything about you feeling anything. It's all about that you're understanding what they're going through, that you respect their journey.
You're acknowledging them.
You're acknowledging them. And you can say, I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. Now, the second thing is about removing yourself from the carousel of chaos and the roller coaster that they're on. So when you get to them, before you talk to them on the phone or before you see them in person, what you can do is you can take a physical step back or just a mental step back of saying, okay, that's your journey. This is my journey. What's yours is yours. What's mine is mine. And then you can be there for them and guide them through it. You can stand back objectively and watch them go around in their circle, but just be there for them to support their journey.
So the third thing that you can do is fortify your boundaries around the people that you love.
So like I said before, sometimes our boundaries are really good around people when we're going into hostile territory, but around the people we love, we've given you some techniques before talking to someone, saying to yourself, what's mine is mine, what's yours is yours. Another thing you can do is that if you go out to work and you're coming home, let's say you're on the front lines, You can physically like take energetically before you walk in, take off your work and leave it at the door before you even walk in. Like what Meredith and I do sometimes when we come home, we sit in the car for a good 5 minutes and we roll down the windows and just breathe and just kind of shake off anything that may still be on us or with us. So, because we don't want to bring anything into our home. So when we cross that front door, that door is the barrier from outside world to inside world. And of course, like we said before, you can always say the word shield before you speak with someone, of just holding that hand up saying shield. Or again, like I said, what's mine is mine, what's yours is yours. And you can even draw a boundary around you and just kind of like imagine that fortifying before you speak with someone. So all of these are techniques you can do to be an empathetic person, but still be healthy at the same time. So again, it's going to have to do with your definition of empathy and the words you use. It's going to be if you choose to jump on a carousel of chaos with people or to remain separate. And lastly, to maintain your boundaries, especially around people you love. The last thing I want to talk about is what we call the collective consciousness. And a lot of people who are empathetic may be feeling a heavy weight that's on us right now, which is like the fear and the worry and the anxiousness around us. Okay, we're going to do a little exercise with you. This will be a quick little meditation. So get settled where you are. If you're able to close your eyes and you're not driving or anything, make sure you're safe. Pull over to the side of the road. I'll wait. Okay, so sit quietly, close your eyes for a minute, and let's take a few deep breaths in and out. And as you breathe again in, sink lower in your seat. One more deep breath in. And one more breath out. Now I want you to reach your hands facing up right at your shoulder level. And I want you to imagine this weight that's on there. And as you start lifting, take a deep breath and saying, this belongs to other people and it does not belong to me. And as we lift that off, throw it off to the side. And if it's still there, reach there again and say, this collective consciousness belongs to other people. Lift it off and say, I want my own stuff, and throw it off. Deep breath. And if it's still there, do it one more time and lift it off. And you can do this on a daily basis. You can do it after you talk with someone. You can shake your hands out, shake your feet out, light a candle, have a little sage, but just basically saying, this is my space and it belongs to me. Everything else must get out. And just from doing that, you're claiming your space back, and you can still be an empathetic person, but be a healthy, empathetic person. So keep going. You guys are doing great. We'll be back tomorrow with some more tidbits for you. So you guys have a great day and stay classy.
Bye.
Bye.